right, for the next card, I wanted to create a fun card using my fun plant paper. So once again, everyone has different plants. So what we're going to do here is you have the pot that the plant is in, so you're going to cut around that. And normally I do, like I was telling you before, a little halo around the plants, but for this, in this case, I'm actually not going to do a little halo. I'm just going to cut right up to that black edge, that black line of the edge. Okay, again, everyone's plants are going to be different, and then I'm not going to cut out the shadow piece unless you really, really want to. I'm just going to do that, and then I'm just going to trim this down here, and I'm just going to cut out the leaves on the top here, so then that way we end up with, you can see the top of the leaves. I'm not really going to worry about cutting in between all of the leaves because that just sounds super time consuming. So again, if you have the time and you feel like you would like to do that, that's wonderful. When I made this card the first time, I used a small short plant, and so I'm going to show you what those cards look like, so then that way you can actually see. I'm not going to show you quite yet, but I will show you at the end of what the shorter plant might look like on your card. So then that way you can decide, well, obviously you have one plant for this card, but you can look and see how I designed the other design the card with a smaller plant, and then you can see the differences in the two different styles. Okay, so there's my plant. All right, so here we go. Got our bits and pieces here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to adhere our green shimmery piece to our card base. So I'm just going to put double-sided tape on all four sides. So we're going to lay this down. And there's going to be about, I would say there's probably about 1/16 inch of a border on all four sides there, roughly. Then on our light green cardstock, we're going to put double-sided tape on all four sides on the back. So we're just going to stick that, then we're going to stick our mesh ribbon on one side all the way across and stick to the back. So you end up with this. Double-sided tape again on the back. And now we're going to use our leaf ribbon, and once again we're just going to stick the leaf on the back and bring it around to the front and stick it to the back. Because there are a few little excess leaves that are just going to be hidden, if you wanted to trim those leaves off and use the leaves like on the inside of the card, you're welcome to, but just wanted to give you that information. I decided not to this time, but again, I want you to have the creative liberty to do that if you'd like. Now we're going to mount this onto the front of the card with that shimmery green border on all four sides, which is kind of hard to see in the light up there, but I just know that there's a little bit of a separation with the darker shimmery green, and it actually does look really good. Okay, so now you have this weird ripped piece of handmade paper in your kit. So I just gave this to you so you can kind of manipulate it and change it however you would like. I'm going to put double-sided tape right here in the middle, and I'm going to take this and I'm actually going to kind of I'm going to tuck this underneath the mesh ribbon and then kind of figure out where I want this to kind of lay down. And then I'm just going to stick that down. And amazingly, you can't actually see the double-sided tape through the that ribbon, which is amazing. So I'm just going to go ahead and put double-sided tape wherever I need that to stick better, because amazingly, you can't see the double-sided tape through that handmade paper, which is incredible. And so I'm just going to kind of, again, put this kind of wherever I would like. And you can, again, kind of manipulate it and move it whatever makes sense to you, wherever you like. Everyone's piece of handmade paper is going to be just a little bit different, so just be aware of that. And I kind of like that there's a little bit more of the green, the lighter green showing on that side. And again, you can rip your handmade paper again and move it around and kind of just find wherever you like it the most. Then you have your little paper that says thank you on it. Now this is the part where if you have a small plant or you have a large plant will determine how you want to format this card. So let me show you what it looks like with a small plant, with a tiny little plant up there. Isn't that so cute? I just love that. So because I have a larger plant, if I were to stick this on here, I might need to kind of move that around a little bit. And so I actually might tuck this maybe like in behind my little leaf ribbon, which is kind of cute, or I could do it on top of the leaf ribbon. That would be super adorable. I actually love that. That's probably what I'll end up doing. But also, because of the way this card is, you could certainly turn this more upright and do a thank you this way and do your plant up here. So I really want to leave, again, that creative liberty up to you, so you can decide how you want to format your card. I think for the purposes of putting this card together, I'm going to go ahead and just mount this right on the front on top of my leaf ribbon. So we'll take our thank you, double-sided tape on the back side there. I'm just going to go ahead and center this up here. And then we'll put double-sided tape on the back side of our plant. And I'm going to stick that right on top of the leaf ribbon, and I'm going to overlap on top of my little thank you just a little bit. Now the last and final piece, and this is up to you if you'd like to do it or not, is we're going to do dot groupings. And so I'm going to do a big dot and then a couple little dots, big dot and a couple little dots, big dot and a couple little dots. This is a great way to kind of fill up empty space, because that way it's not so stark, but it also just adds a little bit of interest to your card. Once you have big dots and little dots, little groupings all over the place, then you're just going to finish it off by putting an occasional single dot kind of here and there, and that's just going to kind of make it look a little bit more complete. So I refer to that as making your own speckled background, but dot groupings is the official term, and it just really adds something else to a card. It just makes it really fun. Okay, so there's card number 2. On to the last card.